So the intention behind this warm-up is to get some blood flow, engage your glutes with the step-ups, so they're going to help assist with the deadlifts. And for the Jefferson curls, it's about motor control. You initiate it by top down. Tuck your chin, let your shoulders roll forward, and then just visualize one vertebrae at a time from the top all the way down to the bottom. You keep your legs straight, and then you just let the weight help you assist down to the bottom end range of your bend. Think lower, middle, upper. Keep your chin tucked until the very end, and then stand tall. So you're in complete control of what your spine's doing. You don't let gravity dictate how fast you do this. Start first round unweighted and just focus on that control. Chin, shoulders, upper back, middle back, lower back, find your end range. If your hands are going below your feet when you're on a step, then add some light load. Doesn't have to be much, just 5 or 10 kilos will be more than enough.
Deadlifts and some muscle ups.
Deadlifts and some muscle ups.
You're the boys.
Piece of cage.
Both things I haven't done probably since the gym shut. Maybe some light deadlifts, but that deadlift complex we did that time, but other than that, not really. So 3 sets of 10. Try and find some relatively heavy weight. If you don't have enough weight, make the reps controlled. Dead stop on the ground, really concentrate on your positions. Find that perfect position for the first pull off the ground. Strong squeeze at the top and nice controlled descent. Try and count 3, 2, 1 on the way down. That's if you don't have a heap of weight. If you don't have a barbell, grab a kettlebell, grab some dumbbells, just some high rep deadlifts, work through 100 reps for quality. When I am prepping for a deadlift is I find it pretty important to have my lats warm pre-deadlift. So all I do is I set up in a sumo stance with some weight on the bar, hands on, and all I'm going to do here is just think about trying to bend the bar. I'm not picking the bar up, I'm just squeezing, and if you can tell, the bar is lifting slightly off the ground just because I'm squeezing my lats, squeeze, and I'm just pulling that bar into my legs as hard as I can. And if I do 2 or 3 sets of 5 of that, my lats are warm enough that when I get into my deadlift, I don't start losing my upper back.
I like to personally go double overhand grip, and I'll even throw my hook grip in there until my thumbs had enough, and then I'll continue to go double overhand grip until my grip's had enough, and then I'll mix it up to my mixed grip. That just helps me develop some grip strength and get stronger thumbs, because I'm going to be deadlifting a hell of a lot more than what I can clean.
The reason why I like doing dead stop reps when I deadlift is because what is our goal when we are deadlifting heavy? The goal is, or at least it should be, to get better at picking maximal loads up from a dead weight off the ground, yeah? So what's the best way to get better at picking a dead weight off the ground? Practice picking a dead weight off the ground, yeah? If you are touch and going every single time, which is great for practicing in WODs or whatever, you're not really getting stronger with that pull off the ground. You'll often see most CrossFitters are not very good at getting the weight this far off the ground. Once it's off the ground, they always get it up, but they often fail.
Yeah, rep 1 is disgusting.
Rep 1 is the hardest one, and then after that, they all look good because they have that bounce off the ground and so on, and that's what we practice. I believe we need to do more of is pick up a dead weight off the ground from complete rest every single time. Get better at that first pull.
There's always a lot of emphasis on the way up, but on the way down can be very important. You want to keep that bar in a straight line. So I want to think about shooting my hips back so that bar stays in a straight line as I come down. Coming down like this, where that bar has to travel around my knees, and then that next rep I'm going to be either forward or I have to reset even more. So just think, hips go back, whether it's fast or slow on the way down, it's going to be in a straight line every single time. I assume you're going to be lifting at home by yourself. Grab yourself a stick, dowel rod, a broom, take the head off relatively low, throw it behind your back. I want this hand to be the lower part of your back. Grab the other end of the stick above your head, and I want to see 3 points of contact as you hinge over. So the broomstick will be touching your butt, your shoulders, and your head. Your goal is just to be able to hinge without losing contact with the stick. And that's just trying to enforce you to maintaining the shape as you go over, rather than too many other mechanical pieces moving as you're picking up some load.
Just a little bit of strategy. You need to prepare for something that's going to bring out the little inner mongrel inside you. It's going to be grippy. It's going to be pretty gross. There's nowhere to hide in the workout. You need to go fast the whole way through. Having said that, don't go so fast that your form breaks down. Attack it with purpose. Every single rep, think about what you're doing, but do not stop moving. Pause in appropriate places so that you can keep moving the whole way through. And that's too low? Or, right.
Yeah. It's like that open workout from a couple years ago. If you don't have a dumbbell, you can do a kettlebell snatch or kettlebell swing, maybe 15 kettlebell swings, and then the big one, obviously, if you don't have a set of rings or a bar to do either style muscle up, is some more dips. So pick the same option that you did on Monday and do dips, 5 reps, not 3. If that's not happening, a burpee box jump might be a good alternative. Keep in mind it's only 7 minutes, so you want to get a pretty demanding movement in there to make it worth your while. I think it was 2015 or 14, I did every 15 seconds for 30 minutes, which equals 120 muscle ups. You do 1 muscle up. I did it down there on them trees before we had any type of rig back here. And I forgot to get any type of grips at the time, and I ended up doing like 10 minutes worth, and I was like a third of the way in and there was just blood everywhere. But I just kept going because I feel like they couldn't really get any worse from that anyway. So the hardest part was just having slippery hands. I wouldn't recommend anyone try 100 muscle ups unless you're super confident with it. But as an alternative, if you do have the option, 30 muscle ups for time would be great. Tips is just keep your hands dry, because that's going to be the biggest factor. If you can maintain a good swing and a lot of tension on the rings, you'll be fine. But if you start to get really annoyed because you're slipping or your hands are wet, then that's where the real issue starts to come in, and it's not really a breakdown of your form or your fatigue, it's just the fact that you're having trouble hanging onto the rings and creating that tension and swing the way you naturally would. So prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. Wear these.
So I haven't done all 100 before, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do 1 rep every 15 seconds until Greg is done. And just keep moving with Greg. If I'm within 30 reps of finishing when he's done, I'll keep going and get all 100 done. 1, go.
Couple of pre-workout tips. I might have different opinion at the end, but having the exact same approach up and onto the rings is key to keeping the consistency of your kip. Really easy to start to lose it a little bit and start to swing in the opposite direction of the rings, or if you start to lose some tension in the legs, or if you're holding the rings a little bit differently each time, you're going to find it hard to replicate that consistency. So some things I like to think about is jumping from slightly behind the rings, probably 20 centimeters behind the rings. So I'm a little bit behind, jumping in and jumping forward at the same time, and that should replicate my hollow body position as I jump in. So jump in, catch, and then from there it's thinking head through, push back, super fast headbutt over. And I wear my grips like this, so that keeps me focused as well. That jump up needs to be consistent every time, so I'm just holding on like this, not with my fingers through the holes, and then I'm just going to jump up, loop over, and then start that consistent swing every single time. And if I can maintain the exact same approach and jump into the rings, I should be fairly confident that I'm going to get them muscle ups and I'm going to do the sets that I need to do. If the jump in is off, if the swing's off timed, then I probably going to mess up. Okay, I'm halfway, I'm 51 reps in, 49 to go. I've done threes every single time. I was going every 30 seconds. I saw my mate did that. He kept with it there the whole time. I've definitely, after I got to about 30 or 40, I have to rest a bit longer now.
Because it's fairly monotonous, just like the lunges the other day, I'm going to try and keep my brain busy. I'm going to do 1 rep from this side of the rings, and then 1 rep from that side of the rings, and then 1 rep from this side of the rings, so on and so forth, swapping sides every rep. Keeps my mind ticking over, helps me count as well, otherwise I'll lose count pretty easily. So if you're watching Greg do muscle ups, key to his success is his relaxedness every single rep. Every rep he stays calm, relies on his technique, doesn't bend his arms early, big strong hip pop, and just stays in his groove. Every rep looks exactly the same. That's why he's my hero.
Favorite movement?
I had been working pretty hard on my muscle ups before we went into shutdown, so I came into this with a little bit of confidence. Turns out, if you're not very good at something and then you stop doing it for 42 days, they get really hard. All right, big man's only got 13 to go. He was wondering how to break up that 13th rep, so definitely no singles at the end. Set of 4 to finish.
5, 5, 3.
All right, set of 5 apparently. Come here, dog. Come on, get it, mate. Come on. 2, 3. Hold on. 4, 5. And I believe we haven't even had a train go past yet. 4 and 4 it is.
How many's left?
8. 8 to go.
I can just do it 8 unbroken.
You can do 8 unbroken. I'll be very impressed. I was gonna bet you money, but. 1, 2, 3. Come on. 4, 5. Come on. 6. 2 more. Get it, mate. Come on. 7. Ah, stop it. 8. 25:59. Yes. Write it down.
Ah,
And ripped on the last one.
just starting to come through.
Very impressive.
Well, it didn't really go to plan. So I was gonna try and do 3 every 30 seconds until the end. I think once I got to about 30 or 40, I just started having heaps longer rest so I could keep the form up. And then I did 3s the whole way up to 80-ish. And I did a set of 5 in there. Then I think I finished with a set of 8. So I definitely attacked it okay to maintain technique at the end and to not be failing any reps. But it's hard to know whether you can go faster or slower. Like 100 reps is so many reps to take a gamble on. So I got what I wanted out of it, which is volume, to do it, to say I've done it, and to not come out with an injury or to have celebrated any type of shit technique, just to do it. Guys, big week of training. We got one really big one to finish it off on Saturday, and then hopefully back to normal next week. See you on the next one.